We're going to stay in Canberra, though. We're bringing our Thursday panel. The panel's back. Deputy Nationals leader Kevin Hogan and Sarah Hanson-Young's here, the Greens senator. How are the flight logs going, Sarah?
Come on, Pete. Look, as you know, it's all within the rules, and that's been confirmed by the independent authority. But we're here at work to get some good outcomes for the Australian people. Unlike, of course, it seems, the chaos in the Liberal Party. I mean, how many times do we need to see members of the Libs stand up, speak to journalists, saying everyone's got to stop speaking about the Liberal Party and speak about the people while speaking about the Liberal Party, not speaking about the community? It is an absolute shambles. And I was just saying to Kevin before we got on air that we face a South Australian state election in 4 weeks' time, and this is not going to go down well.
Just before we move on though, Sarah, I mean, you haven't been on since those reports emerged last year that you racked up 50k and 78 flights for yourself and your husband, who's a lobbyist. Now, you travel a lot, that's understandable. The problem is your husband, who's a lobbyist. So was it appropriate for the taxpayer to be ferrying him around?
Well, look, I know there's been some questions raised about this, and I've had it all checked by the independent authority. I've always used the family reunion entitlement. I did it when I had my daughter flying with me and the carer who would fly with us to do that. There were questions about that. People didn't like me flying my family. Then they don't like family reunion across the board. I get that, and I understand that community expectations on these things are real and that they change. It's all been above board, but let me say, Pete, I've made a decision that going forward, I'm not going to use the entitlement because it's just not worth the stress and the attention that it brings on to families. And I don't begrudge anybody else for using it. That's up to them. That's their personal choice. But going forward, I won't be.
Okay, so I mean, your husband will just have to fly himself. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, look, we split our time between Adelaide and Canberra. That's our life. I've been doing it now for well over a decade. You travel a lot, and I want to be able to keep my family together as much as possible. So we make the arrangements we do to support each other, to keep our family together, whether it's my husband or my daughters, and that's what we do.
Okay, but looking back, final one here, were those rules used in good faith in the past?
Yeah, of course they were. They were always used in good faith, and I don't begrudge anybody for using the family reunion entitlement. It's there for a reason, to try and help families who... This is an unusual job, of course. You are away from home a lot, and it helps to try and keep families together. That's what it's there for. That's why the independent authority has reaffirmed that over the last few weeks. But people have to make their own choice, and I'm making mine.
Right, but did you feel like you were taking the mickey in the past with all those extra family flights? No, I wasn't taking the mickey, Pete. I was within the appropriate rules as they're designed for, to keep families together and to make sure that you can have some element of family life in this job that is unusual. Okay. Let's get to all this breaking news, all the shenanigans going on with you. Well, your coalition partner, Kevin. Just first of all, let's get your reaction to what you've seen. Now the spill's on.
Yeah, look, I don't think any surprises, Pete. Now, one thing I've learnt as a Nationals MP, never to comment too much about Liberal leadership because that doesn't work well. But look, I just note that, most people, Phil Thompson then, and I know Angus Taylor last night too, I mean, the thing they're talking about, which is probably pretty obvious, are polling numbers, where the Liberal Party is polling, how they're looking, and as Sarah even intimated too, in South Australia as well. So, look, I think that's one of the issues they're talking about. And, look, I wish them well and wish them speed in this, because we do need to stop talking about this, and a lot of issues with, cost of living. Mortgage rates went up last week because of Labor's mismanagement of the economy. We have all these allegations about CFMEU corruption and organised crime, and the cost of the Victorian taxpayer of $15 billion, maybe more, because of all this. So there's important things for Australian families and Australian businesses we need to get on and talk about as well.
Is Angus Taylor really going to arrest the slide?
Well, look, again, Pete, as I say, I don't really want to get into personal commentary because, again, I'm not a Liberal Party member and I won't be voting in the leadership. But look, just to say, Angus, I like Angus. Angus is an exceptionally intelligent, has a great intellect, has a great capacity. So I'll note that. Having said that, I've worked with Susan for a long time and have no personal issues with Susan either.
You're going to have to work with him if he gets up, mind you. I mean, some of the moderates are telling me he might not have the numbers. But, I mean, if he gets up, what do you think he's going to do differently?
Well, look, everyone's going to be different from the previous person, but I would just note, again, I'm going to be very careful here, Pete, I have respect for Susan Lee and work with her well. But look, if Angus was successful, I note he has an exceptionally impressive record outside this place. He had a real life, unlike just about anyone in the Labor Party before politics, has a lot of business acumen, a lot of intellect that he would bring to the role. That being said, well, Sarah, roles outside of Parliament, politics aren't okay, Sarah, if you're groaning about that. I mean, he has a great intellect and great capacity outside Parliament.
I just think he failed as Shadow Treasurer. He led the economic policy at the last election for the Liberal Party and got absolutely smashed. He failed when he was Energy and Climate Change Minister. People's power bills went up. He's failed to show loyalty to the current leader. He's failed to be a team member. I mean, fantastic, good move. Well done, Angus. I think he's, if this is the best the Liberal Party have, this reaction from the community to mark down the coalition across the board is going to keep happening. And I come back to the point. In South Australia, in 4 or 5 weeks' time, we've got a state election and it is going to be a wipeout for the Liberal Party.
Sarah, I've got to ask, if you don't mind, Pete, Sarah has a problem with Angus because prices went up when he was Energy Minister. Sarah, do you have an issue with the Labor Party and the alliance you have with them with power prices in the last 4 years since you've been in government with them? You must have an issue with Chris Bowen then if you're talking about power prices not being a good judge of record.
The reason why power prices have risen is because a decade of...
Oh, this is a Labor talking point.
But it's true. A decade of inaction and the anti-renewables agenda from people like Angus Taylor. I mean, Angus Taylor, he's anti-renewables. I don't think his economics is particularly good. He's spending more time talking about his own job than the jobs of Australians.
So you're happy with Chris Bowen? More time
talking about whether he gets, in the big seat rather than the struggles that people are feeling out there in the community. And I just also got to say, Pete, cutting down the first female leader of the Liberal Party
How did Julia Gillard go?
Atrocious.
How did Julia Gillard go?
Well, they shouldn't have done that either, Kevin. I mean, and parties get marked down for it. Okay. I think this is an absolute disgrace of the Liberal Party and no wonder their vote's in the toilet.
Right, these are all good questions. See, look at the fun and games that you've missed, Sarah. Welcome back.
Well,
indeed.
Any time I get an opportunity to lay into the shambles of the coalition, I'm going to take it.
I'm just interested. You like Chris Bowen's record and power prices?
Yeah, those are good questions, Kevin. Kevin, Sarah, good to see you. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you again next week.